John, Papa John, can you hear me? I
This
guess.
is Papa John.
Oh,
Oh my
dude.
God! There we go.
Man. Wow. We got first time someone called in from a car. That's pretty fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah, long time, first time, long time. Where around does it go?
Shit. Well, I guess let's just get started then.
Yeah, we are. We're live now. We can't muddy up this time with John
Oh, dude,
here.
Dude, cannot fuck this shit up. Oh my God! All right. Well, I got to get some shit grinded on up. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's either gonna be the White Rhino, the Glueberry, or what do you think? The Cake Batter. John, what do you
Damn.
think? Papa John, what out of those choices?
Blueberry sounds mighty tasty. White Rhino, though, I don't know. One of those two. Coin
Okay.
toss.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's.
Did
do
you
a
say
little bit-
blueberry or did you say it sounded like you said glueberry and I was like, what
I
the
said-
hell is that?
Glueberry?
Yeah, you got to go.
You know what?
Whatever
The-
that is, man.
The schnozberries.
Schnozberries?
Tastes like schnozberries. Yeah, so the Glueberry is like Gorilla Glue and Blueberry, I think. That's
Oh,
like
that's
the-
everyone's favorite combo.
yeah.
Definitely do that one.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the choice right there.
All right, fair enough. We'll go ahead and start grinding that on up. But Papa
So-
John, how's your day?
It's good. I'm driving back from bowling league, so I have. I'm only calling him to talk bowling.
Oh my
This is a
God!
bowling podcast now.
I did.
Fantasy bowling.
Yeah,
I want-
I didn't
I
start
want-
you this week. Man, I should have started you on my bowling team.
I fucking crushed it this week.
Damn.
What was your score?
I don't know.
I
I'm there for the. I don't know. We won. I keep track of. We won. My team, the Bowl Movement, is currently in first place in the league,
That's awesome.
and we swept all 4 games this week,
Wow,
and we're simply crushing it. So
Damn.
Dude,
I like that team name though. That's a good one right there.
I was trying.
yeah, well, I didn't have time to come up to think about it, but that one just it came to me.
Like a good bowl movement should just comes to you.
Exactly, because everyone's really into bowling. It's like a big movement. It's becoming more popular.
Exactly, and everyone loves a good shitting as well.
They do.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, just there's a little extra on there for you. So
Dude.
how good are people in these leagues? I mean, what kind of scores are people generally throwing up there?
It's a teacher's league, so it's done with a handicap. So even if you totally just suck ass, it totally inflates your score, and your team can win still.
Gotcha.
Can I get that
So-
in fantasy? That sounds nice.
Yeah, I'd like a handicap in fantasy. That would be fucking nice. Like
Yeah.
a no IR slot. That would be the handicap. I like.
Yeah, we've been playing for 10 years. They can establish how bad some of us are and maybe adjust our score a little.
Yes, there should be some algorithms for that. Well, that's pretty
Yeah.
sweet, man.
Yeah.
Congrats on the sweep. Is there like a championships, or are you guys still working up to something?
You buy in, and then there's like money that comes back to people later in the year. Like there's all these different stats and rankings and stuff, like best handicap and best scratch bowler. Like some people are legit, like they have a 0 handicap and they bowl perfect games and shit. They're like good.
Wow.
But then there's also like the old secretary who gutter balls like half the time, and she's still competing because of the handicap. But at the end of it, it's like the last week everyone competes individually, but up until then it's team stuff, and then you like get money back, I think, from your buy-in. So that's the goal. Get paid for drinking beer and rolling a ball.
Dude, I
That's
want to
nice.
fucking do a bowling league. I want to do like a legit fucking bowling league and do like.
It's fun, but it's like super niche, and I bought shoes just because it was like a financial decision. It was like, okay, I have to rent them every week for $3 a piece for this many weeks, plus I get athlete's foot, and so I decided I'm just gonna order some shoes. So I showed up with my own shoes, and I was like peacocking, like, yeah, I have bowling shoes. And everyone there is like, do you have your own ball yet? Do you have a bag to carry it in? Where's your matching shirt?
And you're like, hell, yes, I do. And you like go to the bathroom and do Amazon like same day orders as fast as possible.
I went straight to the pro shop and I got the bowling ball with the skull inside of it.
You're like, yeah, I've had this baby for years.
Dude.
So it's anybody who I tell I got my own bowling shoes on the outside of the league laughs at me.
They laugh at you?
But that's not even the tip of the iceberg. If you join the league, you have to get one of my partners has some legit equipment, like replaceable pads on his shoes. They only slide on one side.
Dude, that's crazy. I didn't know they made that kind of stuff.
Well, I would imagine like any sport's got its niche equipment.
Yeah.
Here's a little insight into bowling for everyone. That's about as much as I know about it, though.
Well, you got Brian jazzed to try and join a league now, so that worked pretty well.
So here's the thing also about bowling leagues. If you go on like any bowling place website, there is a billion leagues, like a billion different. Like every hour, there's a new league for something.
So we should just never go bowling ever. It's always going to be like league night every night.
It's really not hard to join a league, I don't think, because, yeah.
Well, fuck, Sean, we had a hell of a time when we were bowling up in Alameda, weren't we?
Oh, yeah, dude, that was pretty fun. We were just ordering as many pitchers as we could. I'm pretty sure there was like a 10-year-old's birthday right next to us.
Oh, dude, I remember that night. Oh, my God.
But we had
was like at 12 o'clock at night. What the fuck were those like kids doing there?
I know.
That was so late. I couldn't believe that.
I mean, we were throwing up some decent scores. We were throwing up like 150, 160. I mean, there was some strikes going on in there, but I've never cracked 200 before. I feel like that's where you just get into like a different tier of bowling abilities.
Yeah, I had one game, I think, so far where I broke 200. I think my average is like 170, but then with my handicap, I'm like in the 220s and 30s and stuff.
Okay.
That's nice. Oh, here we go. I know I had this picture somewhere. So that one night that me, you, and Nick went, Sean.
Yeah.
I had 186.
186, dude. That is a great score. My God, I didn't know it was that high.
You weren't too far behind. 150. I think it was at 142.
Yeah.
Not bad
for like a midnight drunken bowling.
Exactly, and I thought that was our first time like going, and then I think we had done it again, and it was that 10-year-old's birthday party.
Yeah, dude.
God, dude, I'm totally down.
Everybody text into the station with your best bowling.
Best we want to hear it, everybody. Let's hear it.
Sorry,
Let's hear it.
Fine. Are people listening to us?
They definitely are. We should expect Nick to be calling in at any moment in time from the shitter, so we'll have that to enjoy.
He has great acoustics in there.
I know. They totally are.
I can't believe it's taken us this many years to just like realize how awesome committing to one time a week opens up for other people to just join in the podcast. Like, how the fuck has it taken us 5 years to figure this out?
I don't know. I think we've just been egotistical the entire time and thinking that the whole like fantasy league revolves around our podcast.
Yeah, that's true too.
I think that's definitely where I've been coming from.
Well, John, do you want to talk football at all, or you just?
Oh yeah, let's play football.
Yeah.
Forgot that we were recording this. I was.
Just enjoy the afternoon drive.
So how was Sunday?
I should have started Hunter Henry. They said he was only going to get a few snaps. I would have won.
Oh my God, you would have crushed if you had started Hunter Henry. Oh my God, he got so that you were talking about getting upset about starting me starting your garbage. I'm like so thankful that you didn't start my garbage.
Yeah, that was bad.
Ooh,
I got in early on the Hunter Henry. I got him in both leagues, and everyone's offering me trades already. He's hot.
He is. He's hot. Hot.
I get him for 3 more games until he has a career-ending injury. So
it'll definitely be career-ending in the next one. Let me let's pull up the. Sean, did we have picks for this last week?
Oh yeah, we did have some picks, and I wanted to ask you guys how Sunday fared out too. It looks like you guys all met up at OC Tavern. Yep. Yeah. How'd it go?
We made it happen. And it was good. Everybody, Misha had a nightmare. Every time he tries to come hang out and I'm there, he has a traveling disaster.
Yeah, some sort of breaking down that one time.
Jesus,
whenever we were coming down to San Diego, the time we stayed at Brian's place, my car broke down right as we were leaving.
Yep.
He got us there, and something in his car melted and was smoking, and then he barely got us back to Oceanside. I was in San Clemente at that point. So he barely got us back to San Clemente, and then his car wouldn't start the next day after it had been in the shop all night, and he had to stay the night at my place. And so his train this time, as he's at the station, gets canceled, pushed back like 2 hours, and then when he was trying to leave, it kept getting pushed back like 30 minutes at a time.
Oh my God.
And so he was supposed to leave at like 5, and he ended up, I think, out at like 6:30, and it was just like, yeah. But other than that, we had a great time. We drank beers. We watched football. The fantasy part of it, was irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because I scored, I think, 70 points.
Yeah.
You're almost 80 points. 0.5 away from 80 points. So,
all right.
Yeah, you may have gotten a little voodoo curse action going on you because
I think I think you were
number one.
We swept it, right?
We swept it. We thought John was going to win, and Joey even thought you were going to win too. And then Brian, you even picked John to win. So
dude,
that's the curse right there.
I had 4 star. I can't call Drew Brees really a starter, but I had 3. I'm still holding on to him. I had 3 starters out, and then another person on bye. Like I had no confidence coming on into it. And I think the part that I felt shakiest about when I woke up in the morning, oh my God, it was fucking shaky. I wake on up thinking, I was like, okay, I'm waking up. I've got 2 players playing right now. I should have a nice big fat boost from what I saw, the night before. And I look at it and I'm like 0.5 above where I was last night. And I was like, oh shit, that's not good. It's already in the 3rd quarter. Jameis has already thrown 3 interceptions and a fumble. Oh my God, Greg Olsen wasn't really doing anything at that point. It was a stressful morning.
Yeah. When Minchie got 4 points, that was the end of it.
That was a garbage game. That was so bad.
I'm looking too. Yeah, I guess if you had played Phillip Rivers, you would have just eked out Brian by 2 points or 1.5 points.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good news that I didn't know about.
Oh fuck! I thought you knew about that already.
I've been looking. I lied.
Yeah.
But you know what? This Sausage Fest was the most civilized get-together of all time, I would have to say.
It was fun.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, though?
It was just more civilized. Let's just put it that way. Nobody threw up. Nobody was sprinting in the back alley of
God damn it.
bars behind the horse betting. It was just very civilized.
Was there any actual horse betting this time around? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Okay.
Well, I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you guys.
My kids were there for a bit and learning how to murder deer.
Oh yeah, you both. Yeah,
an animal.
Cool.
You were not cool. Big buck hunter.
Yes.
That's right.
Nice.
Jack figured out how to put all the quarters in it and got the big shotgun and was killing stuff.
That was hilarious. You keep hearing both of them. Shoot the ground! Shoot the plants, the vegetables! Shoot them!
That's amazing.
But yeah, it was a good time. The fantasy again, irrelevant.
Yep.
But
well, while we got you here,
I came to talk about bowling and hanging out.
Also, how long of a drive do you have right now?
I am pulling up my hill, so I'm almost home.
All right, so you probably got a good, 20, 30 minutes of just sitting in the driveway before you have to actually go inside? Yeah, it's not like you have kids or, wife or anything that you got to attend to.
Not like one of them was throwing up all day, and I should have been home the whole time. Playing and bowling.
Yeah. Classic Dad Glasgow right there.
That's a classy move.
Yeah.
It's a classy move. It's a classy guy. He's a good guy. He's a good fella.
Well, how you feeling about just matchup moving forward this week? You feeling pretty good that you're going to get a W?
Remind me who I'm playing against?
Oh, God.
Who are you playing against?
I'd have to go look it up.
Scoreboard for this week, you are going up against Will.
Oh. Right now, I don't know. He's had a bunch of injuries and shit, so his team was looking undefeatable. And now, I can't remember. I haven't looked recently. I think Barkley's coming back. So
I think Barkley is coming back, and he's got Jamal Williams now in the lineup. Josh Jacobs is there.
Okay. Yep. I'll go ahead and pick Will. I'm pulling into my driveway. You guys both need to pick Will. You know why? Wink, wink.
I think we can make something happen for that call-in.
Yeah, my approach this year is to not care as much. Not that I'm not playing, but last year I was too invested. So I'm gonna go, and I thought I was gonna win. So this year I'm going with the opposite approach, and maybe I'll accident.
I genuinely think that's a smart move by everybody because it should just
after your fucking win last year.
I know, dude. I know.
Nobody, bunch of waivers. Anyone can do it.
It's just that easy. Just get waivers.
Just call Sean.
Yeah, it's just we better be calling Joey over here, Mr. Five-Timer.
Five-timer, yeah.
But I beat Joey this year, so that's like my Super Bowl.
That's a nice little notch right there.
Boom. Suck it, Joey.
Suck it long.
And with that, I'm out the door. I gotta go.
All right, man.
Talking. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, man.
I'll hang up and listen.
Yes, sounds
Perfect. Good. Thank you, long time listener.
All right, see you, John.
Bye.
Later,
Bye.
Dude.
I like people's sign-offs.
Bye-bye. What was Nick's sign-off?
Nick said something weird. I wish I could remember. I can't remember what it was, but it was just like, what the hell? I didn't see that one coming.
No, I didn't see that one coming. Okay, so I will say that we did kind of skated over a few things. Let's maybe wander on back. Let's get back into those picks.
Yeah, let's do picks real quick so that this doesn't turn into a 2-hour long.
Yeah, a nutty one.
Do you have the scoreboard up?
Yes, I do.
All right. So let's see. For Chris and Misha's matchup, this was an interesting one. I can't remember who even won. But you, Brian, you had this as your closest matchup of the week. Did that work out? I don't have the scoreboard up.
It might be the second closest matchup of the week. John and mine's might be the most closest, but I'll have to do some math numbering right now.
Well, it sounds like it wasn't a terrible pick like mine was 2 weeks ago, where it was like the opposite of the closest matchup of the week.
Yeah, I mean, no. It's not terribly far off, but it's not right next to each other either. So let's see. It's a difference of 30.9 is the difference of their game.
Yours was within
way
20
less
points.
Yeah, I would say way less than that. So 97.1 minus 79.5, 17.6. So this, it looks like, was the closest game.
Yours was.
Yeah, mine was.
All right.
And
well,
actually, you know what? Joey and Phil's might be
Joey's
closer
and Phil's
than that.
Was by 11 points.
Way closer. Yeah,
okay.
So that's probably third closest. So I was off. I was not even close, really.
All right, so not even close, but it wasn't. You weren't terrible with that. But either way, I picked Misha, and you and Joey picked Chris. So,
we lost that, and you win that.
I sneaked that one out. I don't think that's a phrase. Sneaked that one out. I don't think I've ever said that before.
Snuck it out?
I snuck it out? Eked it out? I don't really even know what I was trying to say, honestly.
All
right. Well, we'll just keep it moving off that.
We'll just keep it rolling, yeah. Keep it rolling.
Joey and Phil. We swept it for Joey, and we were all right. But, yeah, as we said, that was the closest matchup and very, very close matchup.
Very close, yeah. Phil is, I feel like, has gotten a few, snagged
Phil's
from him.
got a good – he's 2-4, but I'd be a little scared of his team right now.
He
was highest point scorer a couple weeks ago. I feel like he's up there as far as total points, just in general.
Okay, here we go. I want to look at this.
Well, actually, no. I had points against up there.
All right, so
he's like 5th or 4th, so middle of the pack.
All right, listen to this. This is heartbreaking. First week. He loses to Chris, 25.9 to 28.5. Okay. Next week, he beats me, squeaks it by 3 points.
Okay.
3.2. Next week, loses to John, 136.6 to 142.8.
Damn. Close.
Close, all of these. Then his one game that's different is when he just spanked Misha, 180 to 131. But then look at those other two. So his next game, he loses to Nate, barely loses to Nate, 165.7 to 169.7.
Jesus.
And then this is the very last week against Joey, 156.7 to 168.1. So every single one of Phil's losses he's never been blown out. He's been right there. He's been in a battle every single time. So yeah, 2-4 is a fucking deceiving record. Totally deceiving.
Yeah, that's one of those teams where, any of those could have swung the other way, with like one play, where one of his receivers gets a 50-yard touchdown and all of a sudden he wins. So, absolutely, yeah, Phil's team is a force to be reckoned with, no doubt, and it wouldn't surprise me if he starts getting some more of these wins to fall on his side.
Yeah, I think so. So we all swept it for Joey. He got it, but even still, I definitely am still worried about Phil in the future.
Isn't Phil of the Future? Isn't that a TV show?
I think I wasn't trying to purposely make a joke.
I know. Just accidentally. All right, so then my matchup.
With you and Nate.
We swept it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, you won it. Nate was telling me about how it was just not panning out for him, at least when that day came around. Because
I don't think anything was going his way at any point in the matchup.
Jesus, what is he supposed to do when Stefan is just sitting there fucking just going? And we were watching that game, and it's his player too,
and that's his guy, and that's his team. So I mean, you have those conflicting feelings where obviously real football trumps fantasy for most people. I don't know if it does for him. He's a big Vikings fan. So
no, I don't think it does for him. So what he told me is he was saying that I think he said it was 6 leagues that he's in this year, and that's the most he's ever done. So
Jesus.
And I'm sure he's probably got a lot of other things going on with sports betting and stuff. So he's got a lot of
he's got his hands
hands. Yeah. Hands full, a lot of cookie jars.
He's got a lot of hands. He's just dealing with a lot of hands. I don't know what to do with all my hands.
Dude, and I didn't even get to smoke that goddamn Blueberry Bowl.
Man.
I'm going to go ahead and do that. But okay, so that's all the matchups, isn't it?
No, we didn't talk about Nick and Will's, but we swept it for Nick, and we got that right.
And that was actually a pretty convincing win.
So I think this is the first week ever that I got every single matchup right.
Well, dude, I think for the season, you've actually been doing pretty damn good.
Except for week 1 where both of us split it 50-50 or worse. I think aside from that, it's been pretty good, which is definitely surprising.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've not had the best.
But week. I mean, I think most of our picks are usually the same. It's been a little rare that we actually stray with different picks.
Well, I mean, I think there are only a few times where we see a matchup come up where we're just having a hard time deciding. That's a really tough time deciding. And I mean, I'm sure we'll run into him maybe even this week, but yeah, I think that was pretty straightforward. So okay, so we went through all of them. You swept it, you fucking bastard. Not that we were playing for anything, but certainly bragging rights.
I did want to at least just talk about the standings a little bit, because last week was interesting because we had the like that mirror thing that you were talking about.
Like what do you want to call this now? I mean, this
is just like everyone's in the same fucking spot, which I think is cool.
Yeah, this is really nuts. So we still got Joey, who's sitting nice and pretty at 5-1. Nick is now solidified himself into number 2. He's only a game behind. He's at 4-2. And then we've got a logjam. Just 6 a straight up logjam.
More than half the league has the same record right now. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. Phil's at 2-4.
Like we just said,
Nate's at 1-5. Yeah, deceiving 2-4. Nate's at 1-5, and still, considering that he's 2 games out of being in the mix for the playoffs, like, he is not eliminated yet. I would say, I'm sure he's feeling the pinch that he needs to get some W's stacking up here, but season is for sure not over.
So you want to know something crazy? I was talking to Nick about this last night. Nate is not the lowest in points for.
That's true. I just noticed that when we were talking with John, but he is the lowest, and it's by a wide margin.
But he still has got a 3-3 record, right?
He's still 3-3.
Yeah.
Because let's see. I mean, I would have to think that
look at his points. Yeah, look at his points. So John is
second
in points
to the
against
bottom,
as
so
far as the bottom.
Had a weak schedule.
Yeah,
yeah, so that certainly can help you out. And
Nate has also had
a brutal schedule.
Brutal. Yep. He's the second highest other than Misha.
Yeah. So interesting stuff. Obviously the schedule plays a huge part. If you can get some lucky wins, that's going to be great. But it's nice to see that everybody's still fighting in contention. And I had the realization today that we're damn near almost halfway through the regular season already, and that actually blew my mind.
Dude, I just don't understand fantasy football. Like, every single year we wait for it, and it comes, and then we all remember how brutal it is, but we're all still having a good time, still enjoying talking, still enjoying doing these podcasts and things, and it just flies by. It just is, and then all of a sudden it's done.
Yeah, I feel like the draft wasn't that long ago.
No,
I don't feel like I've had as much of the, I don't know if you want to call them scars, or just the kind of the roller coaster of the emotions, I guess, of fantasy football. Like, I guess other people probably have more. I'm starting to deal with some stuff now. I'm having to make some really tough decisions that I didn't think I would have to make, but it's just, I don't know, for me it doesn't feel like half of a fantasy season has already gone by. Like, it feels like we're still in the beginning to me. It's just weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we kind of still are, right? We're still in the first half of the season.
We haven't really gotten to half there yet.
Not quite at halfway point, but I mean,
it's blowing by. That's all. I guess that's all I can say.
Well, dude, I'll tell you, some things are very strange. You know what's strange, actually, now that I'm still looking at the scores? Look at mine.
For your points for and against?
Tell me if you've ever seen that before.
Okay, so you are about kind of on the lower end of points against. So
No, not the rankings. Look at the numbers.
Oh, okay, wait, hold on. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're almost within a point and a half of the same points scored as points against you. That is pretty crazy.
That's really
strange.
And
your record is 3-3, so it's like, I don't think anything could make any more sense than that. I feel like that's just, like, that's the way things are supposed to happen in that situation, right? But it usually doesn't happen that way.
No, it's just that's just something I was looking at, and I was just like, that is.
I was trying to look through and see if anybody else is in the same spot. Like, Will is pretty close in that regard as also. Yeah, I mean, Chris is pretty close, but again, like, that's 2 more teams that are 3-3, so
yep,
that kind of makes sense.
Well, and look at you. So you are also 3-3, but dude, you've been having a nice. Okay. So the one thing that I do want to talk about is I want to talk about Joey's team really quick.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a particular player on Joey's team, and that if Joey didn't have this player,
hold on, let me look at his lineup real quick and try to guess which player you're talking about here.
There are two players that I would say you could choose from.
Man, this takes a long time to load. I cannot believe this,
dude. Okay, that's something else.
No, but like we brought it up. We won't go back.
We brought
it
up into we. I mean, God, I hate it. I don't know if anybody else is ready to revolt, but Viva la Revolucion.
I mean, okay, obviously Patriots defense is just out of control.
Okay, so that is the player I was talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Without so if you go to defenses, right? Okay, so if we go to player and we were to look at all players.
Defenses.
Yeah, so all the ranks of defenses. So you go to all and then go and rank them by player ranking. And look at the amount of points for the Patriots are sitting in first place at 140 points. 140, the next place team is the 49ers at 83 points.
That is such a massive gap. That's incredible.
Take 100. So, and if you look at Joey's points forward, he's like well over 100. Over a lot of people, save for you, he's like well over 100.
Yeah, I just can't even believe that.
Now you just replace that 140 with the defense with something average, right? I don't know. So let's say if 83 is second highest, let's just say you give him number 6 or 7 defense, 60 points. So take off 140 and then add 60. Joey's numbers are not as nutty as they look.
Definitely. Well, see, the other thing too, I don't think that would have make a difference for Joey's team, because on the flip side, for points against, he has either the lowest or the second lowest points scored against him. I think he's the lowest.
It is helping his.
I mean, even if you take those defense points away, I think he'd probably still have the same record, because the wins he's getting are pretty hefty. Like they're not a lot of close matchups going on there.
True. You know what other piece that Joey has that nobody is talking about?
Let me try to guess who you're talking about here.
Okay.
Let's see. It could be Russell Wilson.
It is Russell Wilson.
Okay. Yeah. So, quietly having a MVP caliber season here.
Quietly.
The number one.
Quietly the number one. This dude every single year is a top 5 quarterback. He should be drafted every single year high. This guy should be in the same conversation as all the elite fantasy quarterbacks, and nobody ever brings up his name.
And
nobody wants it.
Joey got him in the 10th round. Like, obviously, a lot of quarterbacks tend to go later. I mean, I reached and got Patrick Mahomes in the end of the second or the third round?
Yeah, second round. And let's see. So Pat is what?
He's the number 4 quarterback right now.
Okay, so Joey pays 10th round and gets the number 1.
Yeah.
You pay your second rounder.
Exactly like that. Yeah, I paid a premium, and he's getting more value right now. So, I mean, those are the kind of things that you kind of have to have a winning fantasy football season. So that's some of the right stuff right there. It's no surprise that Joey is the number 1 in the league right now. And I mean, he's got Cooper Kupp, who maybe, I don't know if he's still the number 1 receiver. He had a pretty shit week with Cooper last week.
I think that week last week really hurt his
yeah,
face.
He's the number 3.
Now he's down to number 3.
Yeah. So yeah, man, and I'm playing Joey this week. I mean, we'll probably get into it a little bit later, but I'm not feeling good about this matchup against Joey right now.
It's definitely going to be a tough matchup, I would say. But if anybody is going to take Joey down, I would hope that it would be the second highest scoring.
Yeah, but when you look at what my team looks like with the bye weeks this week, no Christian McCaffrey, no Mike Evans. I just lost Will Dissly, my tight end, for the season. And my bench was filled with people who are already injured that I can't play anyways. So anyways, I'm already kind of jumping ahead of where we're trying to go here. But
where are we trying to go? I think we are technically in matchup territory.
Yeah, we should just go into matchups right
now.
We're already talking about it.
Matchup. Why? Why don't we just bring it up? So looking at, fuck these stupid fucking ads. God damn it, dude.
Yeah, I think this could very well be the last year we use ESPN. Honestly, I think everybody's pretty fed up with it. We talk about it a lot. Seems like the majority of people are on board to switch. I don't even think we would have to take like a yes or no majority rules vote on switching. I don't think there'd be enough opposition.
No, I'm already putting my vote in. Okay, so let's just take a quick look.
Yeah, you'll get there before me. I'm going to have to go through this ad real quick because that's the only way you can see people's benches if you do it this way.
I know, because if you do the box score, you can't just only see the bench. Starting lineup. Yeah,
so fucking stupid,
dude. It is very frustrating. Okay, so if you go to full box score, you can see
full
lineups,
and it changes the view a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the side by side anymore. So okay, I got it up now. So I mean, it's interesting. So yeah, I have some pretty big buys with Christian McCaffrey and Mike Evans, but the good news on the flip side is he's got Chubb and James Conner also on buys.
Those
Curtis
are
Samuel,
huge.
So that kind of helps.
Yeah, his two running backs being on bye, I would say, is huge.
But the problem is he's already got some fill-ins like Tevin Coleman. That is a great fill-in. I wish I had Tevin Coleman right now because he's looking really nice. And Jordan Howard's been a little bit untrustworthy, but I mean he could just get two TDs from the 1 yard line because that's kind of just how it tends to work out with him. So he's got his fill-ins already, and I'm over here like, okay, I can't play Sterling Shepard. I can't play AJ Green. I have to replace my tight end as well. And I had Geronimo Allison as my other bench guy, and he's dealing with a concussion or something, and I probably wouldn't have played him anyway. So I'm just like, holy fuck, man, I've got to find 3 fill-ins or I'm not going to be able to have a full roster this week.
Dude, okay, so you're going with Bills D, and so
Bills
right
D
now
I already had. I looked ahead last week and just stashed them because I knew I would need a defense this week.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Okay, so you got...
So I picked up Tariq Cohen, who was just like... Okay, I mean, hopefully he just gets some, dump off receptions and just gets, gets some catches.
Yeah,
and then,
in our league, that's handy.
Yeah, and then I needed a tight end, and good God, if you just try to go find a tight end right now, it is the slimmest of slim pickings. This guy, Darren Fells on Houston, at least has been kind of getting more looks and more receptions lately, but, I mean, he's nothing that I'm excited about, that's for sure.
Well, at least it's something. At least you're starting something.
And then, I picked up Philip Dorsett.
Yep,
but that's going to be tough because he's not even a guarantee to play, and that's a Monday night game. So I have to bank that I hear enough to know that he'll play, or else I'll be stuck. Or else I'll have to just put in Marquise Goodwin if I don't know for sure. It might be too risky to not do that.
When is AJ coming back?
Dude, I don't know. No one knows yet. That's the frustrating thing. And the Bengals bye week is in 2 weeks from now. So I feel like they have no rush to try and get him in before the bye week. So it could be like week 11 before he's even playing, if at all. I don't even know.
If at all. Wow. Okay.
So that's a big stash right there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, long story short is that, I do not feel very confident with my team right now. I feel like it's pieced together with some Band-Aids here temporarily, and I think Joey's got much more of a complete roster right now.
I would say, the complete roster is definitely true. Other than maybe the Jordan Howard is like a little bit of the week. Jimmy Graham, I don't really buy.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham, not looking great, but it's like, Darren Fells versus Jimmy Graham, I feel like you can that's a coin toss or just wash. That's a wash right there.
I agree. What's his name? Tyler Boyd, I also think is a coin toss. Like Cincy receivers are just like that. Dude.
Yeah, but he also is a guy that he's the number one receiver. He could certainly go off. He has such go off potential. He could have like 8 receptions for 110 yards or something.
But he could also do like 3 for 10 or a 3 for 33.
Yeah,
it's always possible. I guess right now I'll be giving it to Joey, but it's only slightly. I don't think it's as big as the line is saying.
Want it to be.
No, because in all honesty, I think there's some pieces here that I think Joey should be scared of. I think you should always be scared of fucking Pat Mahomes.
I hope he starts to. I know he's dealing with an ankle issue right now, so I'm hoping he can play a clean game.
Even though Russell is number 1, he's going up against Baltimore, and I understand that Baltimore is kind of back and forth with their defense, but it is a defensive team.
Yeah, so, I don't think their defense is as good.
It's not as
I could
good.
see that being one of those back and forth. Could be a decently high scoring game, and Russell who else is going to take it in their own hands. This is a game where I will absolutely be cheering for Chris Carson to get as many touchdowns as possible, rushing touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns, exactly. Hey, you know what, Nick? That's fair enough. Okay, so I guess I'm going to slightly give it to a slight nod in Joey's direction. Are you doing the same?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Joey as well, and not even trying to be cute with some reverse voodoo nonsense. I just
you just don't see it.
If that happens, that happens. But yeah, I just I feel like any betting man would probably take Joey's team on the side.
And I would say actually, if you were to go over to, let's see, we were just talking about Nick, weren't we, with Chris Carson?
Yeah.
There he is. Yep, there he is, Chris Carson. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's playing Phil this week. So, sneaky Phil here, deceiving 2-4. And I'm looking through. I don't see any real bye week situations that they're dealing with. So they have a pretty.
Oh, dude, this looks like they're both
matchup.
Pretty much coming in with the full lineups.
That's surprising considering how many teams are on bye right now.
Obviously, there are a lot of pieces of Knicks that are like really, really nice. Like, Lamar and Ingram have both been pretty surprising. Yeah. Chris Carson has been coming up of late.
Good.
Dude, McLaurin been
he's so
great.
solid. SF defense is good, but it's like, who else is gonna catch the ball for Washington? I could see him doing good. I think Gallup actually. If he's playing, that should be good because Dallas is a little hamstrung at wide receiver right now, so they need people to throw to.
Yeah, Hyde just went off for fucking 116 yards.
That's true, yeah. Rushes. Mark Andrews has been pretty solid. I guess if there was a weak point, maybe, Devin Singletary. I don't even really know what that guy's been doing, to tell you the truth.
It doesn't look like he's been doing actual much. He hasn't played since...
since week 2.
Yeah.
Oh, because I guess Frank Gore has been in there doing pretty decent stuff.
The truth is, I like Phil's team.
Yeah? What can you... Like, Zeke, Fournette, he's got Tyreek Hill back in.
Yeah, and Tyreek Hill. Yeah, dude.
Cortland Sutton's been super good. Austin Hooper has been, like... a fucking all-star. Ty is good at any time.
He's the first he's the number 1 tight end right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm not surprised. And I know Phil got him off waivers a couple weeks ago, and I absolutely had a claim in for him, but didn't get him.
I really like Marlon Mack. I think Marlon Mack is somebody that can hurt you.
Yeah, up and down, I would say there's not really a weak point. You could almost argue Aaron Rodgers is the weak point, but...
How can you say that that's a weak point?
I don't know if you really can. He just hasn't been his classic self. Last week he had a better game, but God, dude, he can throw up points at any moment. So I don't know if Will really has if Phil has a weak point right now.
I did the same fucking thing.
I know. Phil and Will, God damn it.
Yeah. All right. Philip, I am giving you the nod.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to as well. I actually would like to call this the close matchup of the week just because, Nick has a good team. He's 4-2. He hasn't just been getting lucky with some weak matchups. I think he has a good team. and I could see this being a nice little shootout matchup between the two of them.
Oh, I like that. I definitely think it's going to be a shootout for sure. Man, there are some pieces of Phil's team that they scare me. That Tyreek Hill, like I feel like that is.
Yeah, I'd love to see Tyreek Hill have a big game because that.
I mean, dude, he's the next. I feel the next 40 burger that's waiting to happen is Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, would love to see that.
Okay. So, what do we think? How about?
Want to do Nate and Chris?
Yeah, let's do Nate and Chris. Right now, it doesn't look like Josh Gordon is playing. It looks like he's.
Wow, there's some definite bye week stuff going on here for Chris.
Let's take
Odell, Juju, and Chris Godwin. That is some hefty load right there off the team.
Ouch! Yeah, that's a lot of people who are not playing.
Yeah,
and he's sitting on to Jay Ajayi, which. Doesn't look. I don't think he has a team, does he?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Maybe just a long-term stash there. Maybe he'll get picked up by somebody.
Well, I guess the last news thing was saying that he was working out for NFL teams last week or next week, and that was last Friday. So yeah. I guess maybe Chris is hoping he ends up getting signed somewhere. I don't know. I would say if you're feeling like you need a dude, if Josh Gordon's not playing, you need to put somebody in there.
That's true too. Yeah, he's gonna need somebody in there, so he may be forced to do a little waiver action. So we'll see what happens there.
Dude, right now with the way this is looking, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Nate.
So yeah, I could see why the case would be. I mean, Chris's team, like he's got. James White and Breida as his top two. I mean, those are both very serviceable running backs, but neither of them are like, ooh, boy, like, that scares you, like, a lot necessarily. Scantling is nothing that scares you. And then he starts to get into, like, the bye-week fill-in stuff with Cole Beasley, Darius Slayton. He's got Frank Gore in there as well. So he's kind of in like hobble mode of just trying to piece things together. And Nate's got his usual good pieces in there. Thielen, David Johnson, Travis Kelce, Calvin Ridley. So, man, I think I have to agree with you in just that, you got a full squad versus a beat up kind of like B squad almost.
I just don't, Valdez, Scantling, Cole Beasley, Darius Slayton against Adam Thielen, Brandon Cooks, and Calvin Ridley. And then you got Alvin Robinson and DVD Westbrook. Ouch. Travis Kelce against Zach Ertz. I like Goff. I like Wentz over Goff for sure.
Yeah, I could see that being close. Just looking that Goff's playing Atlanta, and Atlanta defense is just always just getting shredded.
It is in Atlanta though, so maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's just the offense where it matters where they're playing.
Yeah, true.
Atlanta.
Yeah, but I think there's too many very questionable pieces on Chris's team. I mean, I get it. Like, there's not much more you can do, honestly. It's not like there are just some great pieces just sitting on waivers out there. So I think for Chris to get the win here, he would need some of these big-time question marks just to go off. Like, Cole Beasley and Darius Slayton having big games like that would just be a surprise that you would just feel fantastic about. So
that'd probably be pretty big.
Yeah. I'm not sure that you can bank on that. So I would just be banking more on Nate's just normal guys doing something good.
Yeah.
I think if Chris were on the podcast right now, I think he would probably pick Nate, to tell you the truth.
So we'll just sweep it.
We'll sweep it. Yeah, we'll sweep it for them. All right, so let's see. We've got, let's just save yours for last. But we've got John and Will this week. A lot of 3-3 teams are playing each other, so there's definitely going to be some shaking up in the standings.
That'll help things.
Let's see. They don't really have any bye week situations affecting their matchup either, which is that's pretty funny.
Not really.
So John
still going with Gardner.
Yeah, we'll see if he continues with that. That matchup against Cincinnati is pretty tempting.
These guys each got some names that are on their fucking squads. So obviously, this was what, Jarvis Landry, are they on bye or is he not playing?
Oh shit, yeah, that's
they're on bye.
Bye.
Okay, so Landry is obviously going to be
yeah. He'll put in Tyrell Williams or Jamison Crowder.
Yeah. Okay. I will say, like, Saquon Barkley is back. He's projected really, really high for his first game.
But then you got Dalvin Cook on the other side,
exactly. Too. There you go. And Derrick Henry and Damian Williams, I'd kind of put them. I mean, I guess Derrick Henry's been a little bit more.
Yeah, I might give the edge to Derrick Henry there, but probably pretty close.
Yeah, he did not do very well last week against Denver, and he's definitely been more average, I would say, rather than just that first monster game that he had at the beginning of the season. Damian Williams, however, I feel like when he plays, he gets some points, but
yeah, he's got LaShawn McCoy, stealing time in there. It's a tough one.
That is a tough one. Yeah, dude, I think I'm gonna need to give it to Will, because John does have a couple question marks on his team. Like Amari, I don't know if Amari's gonna play or not. I know he was injured, like he went out. I don't believe that Gerald Everett should have more predicted than Hawkinson, but I mean,
it shouldn't be the case. I don't know if it is.
I don't know. I'm gonna just say Will. I just feel like there's a couple question marks.
Yeah, I think I agree, and I mean, I think a huge piece of this is the quarterback. Like Deshaun Watson is really fucking good, and he could easily put up 30 to 40, and he might be running up against, John might have a quarterback that puts up 15 or 20, and that could end up being a huge difference maker right there.
Put up 4 last week. So
yeah, and I mean, he might play Phillip Rivers, but Phillip Rivers also is playing against Tennessee, which is a really good defense. So
yeah, he might also John definitely is going to be making some changes. Like he might put in Hunter Henry.
He may put in Hunter Henry. Actually, no, he needs a receiver though, because he's got 2 running backs in both of his flex spots. So he would have to take out Hawkinson if he wanted to play Hunter Henry.
Well, I don't know. I actually wouldn't disagree.
Or maybe he'll take out Melvin Gordon or take out Damian Williams or something like that.
Melvin Gordon has not impressed in his.
Yeah, it's been 2 games though. I mean, first game they were just kind of warming him back up. I don't really know what happened the second game. So yeah, he certainly hasn't delivered.
That was a Sunday night game. I didn't watch it.
Yeah. I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, you went and saw Joker.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
The more, and I think just like you said, the longer that it's been since I've seen it, it's like marinated. And I think I've enjoyed. The more I think about it, the more I think the more I like it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. I remember, during the movie and right after the movie, it was just like I don't even know what the hell to think right now. Like
it's intense. God damn. Like no spoilers, but I'll just say, and this is not spoiling anything, but the last shot, if you know, you know what I'm talking about, just I'll say a word, the hallway, right? That was so like I had kind of like a grin on my face almost. Like I was just like, oh my god, this is so twisted, but this is so it's so like was that it was the dude.
I need to talk to you offline about some of this stuff because I don't want to get into any spoilers.
I don't want to either. But if you guys want to see it, I would definitely recommend it. I enjoyed it.
Back to football. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick Will's team as well. And I mean, John already picked Will's team also, so he's close to the chest, and he's taken Will.
Yeah, so I guess we're sweeping it.
Yeah, we're sweeping it. All right, just taking some notes on that.
Now
we got your matchup. You're playing Misha.
I am.
Misha's 3-3, another 3-3 matchup here. Let's see. You eked out a win last week, but you scored less than 100 points. I don't remember what Misha did last week, but probably scored more than 100 points.
I'm pretty sure he won last week. He beat Chris. I'm pretty positive. Let's see.
Any bye week situations going on here? I mean, you've got Jameis.
He beat Chris. Yeah.
Well, how many points did he score?
167.
Ooh, wow, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, that's a nice number.
And it looks like he's got his full strength squad.
He does.
Ready
to
go.
He's got a scary squad.
Yeah, man, Matt Ryan has looked so good the last couple weeks.
Yes, he has. Like, that is really unnerving. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, those are
2 weeks of almost 40 points.
And you just picked up Josh Allen, right?
Yeah, that was my.
Have you had him before this year already? Or did you have
no,
Kyle Allen, the other guy?
I had both of them.
You're just loving the Allens this year.
So I'm pretty sure I had Josh Allen for week 3 of Nick's wedding.
Oh, okay. That sounds right.
Okay, and then the next week he was playing New England. And I'm pretty sure I swapped him out for...
Yeah, anybody, hopefully. Just anything.
I don't know if it was Kyle I'm trying to think of all the different quarterbacks I've started this year so far.
Yeah, man, you're playing quarterback roulette for sure. I mean, you kind of have to when your 2 top guys go out.
I can't...
Is there any update on Drew Brees coming back this season?
And I heard that he went onto a radio and said he's been gripping a football.
Okay.
A regulation-sized football.
Step 1, a Nerf screamer football.
Step 1, Nerf football. Step 2, we graduate to the ones with little tails or whatever.
Oh, God, yeah.
Shit, I'm trying to think. Did I say it was week 3 that I started?
Jared Allen?
Josh Allen?
Sorry, Josh Allen. Dude, there's too many Allens.
Okay, you're right. So week 4, I started Kyle Allen, where he got me 3 points. And I'm pretty sure week 5 and 6, I started Jameis.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough sledding for you on QB action here.
Yeah, so I think I'm holding on to Jameis, and I picked up Josh Allen because he was playing Miami.
Yeah, it's always a good bet.
I do have John Brown, which if he plays, you
get a little connection there.
That's the number 1 receiver, so hopefully John Brown will get a little bit of love.
So he hasn't kind of, I mean, there seems like their success on your fantasy team is very dependent on each other.
Yes, I would say that's very true. Other than that, like, Le'Veon's going up against New England. But he does have Sam Darnold back, so...
Yeah, and I can see... I mean, if they need to dump off like that, you could be okay there.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is that's not a good matchup, and New England's been taking out regular quarterbacks, let alone a quarterback that's just coming back from having fucking kissing disease. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that game, but... I guess it's a better situation than it would have been if they were starting their fucking, like, 3rd stringer. I think Todd Gurley's going to play, but that's a situation I have to monitor. Evan Ingram, I think, is going to play, but as well, that's something else I have to monitor. So I have a couple questions for the week, but as far as, like, the bye situation, I think I really only have the Jameson, Greg Olsen, and only Jameis I would have started.
Because you've got Evan Ingram back, so you're good on tight end.
Yeah, exactly. And I think right now, Sammy Watkins, I don't think he's going to be playing.
It already says he's out. I don't know if they can change that at this point.
Oh, whoops. Let me... Is it... No, because it doesn't show you the bench. Okay, I'm still looking at the box score thing.
Oh yeah, Sammy ain't playing this week, unfortunately.
Okay, so there we go. That already answers my question.
Yeah.
As far as Misha's team is concerned, I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
So yeah, I mean Matt Ryan's been really good. I would say I don't know if the Chargers have even been good on defense this year, so I'm not sure if that really changes my outlook on Matt Ryan. Mm-hmm. But I would certainly take Matt Ryan over Josh Allen. Devontae maybe is coming out finally a little bit, but I don't trust him still. I would say I might even... Well, the fact that Le'Veon's playing New England, I might kind of call that a wash between those two.
Okay.
I might even call a wash between Eckler and Gurley, just given the Gurley situation right now. And
True.
Eckler is also just in a weird situation.
And he's going up against Tennessee.
That's true, too. I mean, Michael Thomas is kind of matchup proof, although lucky for you, he is playing Chicago. So that's, if there was anything to look for on that from your side, that's kind of nice. I feel like Mike Williams and Alshon is kind of a wash there. I definitely like DJ Chark better than Robbie Anderson. I think I like Evan Engram more than George Kittle. Sony and Aaron's kind of a wash too. It's funny. It's weird. So originally, this whole time, I've been thinking, oh, obviously, this one's for Misha, like no doubt about it. But after seeing how many of like these matchups, in my own opinion, I think are kind of like equal, I feel a little less confident about just straight up picking Misha, like no question. But I think there's still a little bit more on his side that I would have to. Maybe it's just the Matt Ryan thing that could end up being the difference maker there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I am happy that I got Josh Allen, I guess, off of waivers, and that he's got, the Miami matchup.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like I'm throwing, shit at a wall and hoping something's going to stick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are pieces that I do always feel good about. Like, I will say this about Alshon. Since I've now watched a couple Philly games, even though he doesn't come down with a lot of them, his fucking targets are monstrous.
I didn't realize that he was doing as well as he is, actually. And now I'm looking at all his matchups.
He had 2 games that he was out.
Yeah.
But, if you look at his, targets, look at the last game. He got
targets,
12 targets, right?
9 targets, and
and these are a lot of these are red zone targets.
Yeah, he's got 3 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, so
and a rushing touchdown.
Yes, so he's utilized.
Actually, yeah. So I'll give the edge over Mike Williams for sure. So you know what? I think this is a kind of a under the radar close matchup. I think I'm still gonna keep Misha though. I don't think there's enough that can sway me the other way. But I'm putting a little note on this one that we can look back on that this is gonna be a sneaky close matchup.
Okay, sneaky close, not the closest, like you said.
Well, I already picked one.
Whose was that?
I picked Phil versus Nick as the closest of the week.
Oh, okay. Phil versus Nick. Okay, gotcha. Let's just say I'm more confident this week than I was last week.
Yeah.
I still think I'm going to take Misha just because he does have pretty much his entire team.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing too. And he put up 160 something last week too.
Yeah, and I put up 90 something.
So it's just, I mean, it's one of those things in fantasy. Like, would I be shocked if your team got the win? Hell no, because anything can happen. No, nothing's guaranteed. But it's hard to just confidently say, yeah, I think you take the cake, considering what happened last week score wise, and that you're dealing with some injuries and just some a different quarterback and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You have anything else that you want to add to that?
I don't know.
Are you just kind of pining on your team right now, or on this matchup?
I guess. Yeah, I'm just. I mean, I'm hopeful.
Hopefully pessimistic.
I mean, let's just say that there's some pieces that, obviously, that we've talked about that I'm concerned about. I'm now really concerned about Aaron Jones.
Yeah, that is so surprising. Like, before Sunday's game, it was like, oh, Aaron Jones is the guy you want to have. Like, duh, dude fucking went off the week before. And then in one game, now it looks like he might be the number 2 guy.
Yeah.
Like, how quickly
like just like that quickly.
Change.
And you know what? That's why Green Bay fucking sucks. And
I would agree with that. I would agree with that so much. Like, nothing about Green Bay fantasy-wise this year is like anything I even want to touch at this point. Yeah. Like, and I've already tried my hand at it when Devontae Adams went down. I was like, oh, here we go. Like, it's either Geronimo Allison or Scantling. Someone's got to step up. And I saw Allison on waivers or free agency, and I snagged him up, threw him in, and he gets me like 4.5 points. And I'm just like, and none of the receivers did good. And that seems to be the constant, that none of those receivers are trustworthy. Jimmy Graham looks like a shell of himself. And like the running backs keep flip-flopping, and Aaron Rodgers is just like, kind of bad, then good, but like there's no consistency, and it's like hard to trust anything.
I absolutely agree. I would say this season there's very few trustworthy players. Like, I mean, I think you are in a fortunate situation because you've got, I'd say, at least 2 of them, like 2 of the most trustworthy. Yeah. Right.
I mean, yeah, I paid top dollar for them, but at least I'm still getting around what I paid for.
Yeah, I would absolutely say that that was.
Yeah. There's only been a few real constant pieces this season. Like Nick Chubb, I would say, is one of them. But yeah, there's been a lot of up and down and some disappointments, some surprises. Like, dude, the fact that you have DJ Chark, like, where did you get this guy? What round was that in? I want to say 15th round, 147th overall. And he's the 5th receiver in our league right now. Like, that might be the best value of anybody in the draft right there.
I don't know. Well, wait a minute. Joey didn't draft the Patriots, did he?
No, I think he picked him up early in like the first couple weeks.
DJ Chark, DJ. He was not my Mr. Irrelevant. Like, I did have him on my little, like, I don't do too much crazy research. I feel like I do a little bit of reading, maybe do a couple,
mock drafts?
Mock drafts, thank you. Especially once we get our position. But DJ Chark was one of the ones that I did have written on down. And, I mean, I don't think I really went crazy with wideouts in the draft, and I think it didn't do really all that great if I looked at it, but DJ Chark definitely, I was glad that I got him at any point in time, and if I had to take him with, what was it, the last pick? Last pick? Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's hard to think of any player. I mean, Russell Wilson, like we were talking about for Joey, getting Russell in the 10th round, that's a huge, that might be up there. But getting the 5th, number 5 overall receiver in the 15th round, I mean, that is just, talk about a steal of the draft right there.
Yeah, who else well, John got Hawkinson. That's something, I guess.
Something, yeah. I mean, maybe not quite in the same just holy shit tier, but still, like, wow, very, 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 very good value for where he got.
Yeah, I'm definitely very, very happy with it. Oh, I didn't realize this. Austin Hooper was drafted by John.
Who drafted him? Oh yeah, and then John dropped him, and then Phil picked him up.
Yeah. Oh wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Trying to look at who else. Misha got that Darren Waller, Oakland tight end, in the 14th round, and he's been very, very serviceable and had some really big weeks.
Yep,
but I mean, the fact that you got DJ Chark, and there were only 3 other players total drafted after him. He was the 4th to last person drafted overall. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is what I do every year. I've got one of these stupid value picks.
Tom Brady in the 13th round. That's looking like a pretty good value right now.
Not too bad. I mean, where is God damn it! I was trying to find what is his name. I was hoping that his name was going to come back. One back.
Oh, another.
Yeah, never mind.
I can't. Chris getting Michael Gallup in the 12th round has been awesome value right there. He's the. Oh wow, he's 30th at his position. I guess because he's missed. He missed 2 weeks, but almost every other week has been pretty good though.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're kind of getting into the stretch territory, but.
I think everybody's tuned out, right? You guys.
I would be shocked if anybody's listening right now.
Exactly. It's just Sean and I liking, how to do. I don't know. I think I've lost the ability to speak after I fucking smoked that blueberry shit. Dude, I held on to it for so long.
Something about that name, like I just imagine like glue in the mouth, like you can't talk anymore. Like that just makes sense.
I mean, that's not too far off. I don't know where the berry would come in, but it's. But I would say it's been good. I was glad to be able to have John on.
That was cool.
Really quick. Yeah, that's and do you have any thoughts coming into to next week? We've gone through our picks, gone through last week, gone through everything.
Yeah, I feel like we've gotten through everything. I mean, I don't think anything like crazy happened on waivers this week. Nothing really notable there. I feel like we haven't covered everything.
And we haven't had any other trades other than yours with Nick, right?
No trades. I mean, it's from the sound of it from you guys and Joey. It sounded like there's been some offers, out there, but no bites. So I don't know. I wonder if we'll have. I mean, we're still not halfway through yet, so there's a lot of time. But I would love to see some more trades. And Nick was trying to make some trades with me actually, and it was kind of funny. He proposed some trade and. I just assumed he was talking about another league. God, I can't remember all the details of the story. Maybe total shit at this point, but basically, yeah, the opinions I gave him were like very anti. Like, no, man. Like, if I was the other person, I would never do that trade. And then I realized he was actually trying to talk to me about doing a trade in our league with me. And I was like, so he's like, so is that a no? And I was like, oh, you were talking about me. And I was like, yeah, that's a big no, obviously, dude. I can't remember who the players were at this point, but it was just a really funny misunderstanding.
Do you remember who he offered you?
Actually, I could just go look in my text right now.
Yeah, I was just looking at his lineup. Ingram, Carson, Jones, McLaurin, Gallup, Andrews, Singletary, Hyde, Adams, DJ Moore, Emmanuel Sanders.
Oh, okay. Here's what it was. He said to me, what do you think about DJ Moore and Emmanuel Sanders for Evans?
For Mike Evans?
Like, he wants Mike Evans, and he's going to give me Emmanuel Sanders and DJ Moore.
Let's see. So, Emmanuel Sanders, the last 2 weeks, has done
nothing.
1.7 and 0.8.
Yeah, I mean, he looked good early, and it's like, what's going on there? I don't want any of that right now. And I mean, DJ Moore is like
been a little bit more
a little
productive.
bit better, but like, I'm not gonna give up fucking Mike Evans, who was my overall first receiver that I drafted, who is not playing up to normal standards, but he's helped me win some games, and he's still super valuable to my lineup. I'd
agree. I would just say package deals. Sometimes they You know what? They're very how do you say it? Deceiving. Package deals, I think, are very, very deceiving because just because you're front loading it and you're putting a whole bunch of, players, multiple players. Well, 2 players obviously is better than 1.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
It's so dependent on the scenario. Like,
absolutely.
If I can't even play both those pieces, or if I don't even want to play both of them, like, what value is that to me? I'm giving up a huge integral piece of my lineup for like 2 wishy-washy guys that maybe I can't even fit into my lineup.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have to be like absolutely just decimated at wide receiver, like to where I can't even fucking fill up my lineup or something like that.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where trades are definitely tough because nobody wants to get the shit end of a stick, and I think we're all also super competitive, and nobody wants to possibly help somebody else.
I don't know. I can't remember last year. I don't know, but I feel like I'm on a streak of like every year for the last 5 years I've been involved in at least one trade.
That's nice.
Get some activity. I don't know if it's nice. But I will say, obviously,
you won. I mean,
I did win, but not sure if it was because of any trades. But
how many championships have you been to now? 2?
Now 2, yeah.
Okay,
2 in the last
3 years,
4 years or 3 years.
When was ours?
No, I think it was 4 years. That was
3
years ago. Yeah.
Oh. I don't know.
We can sit here and remember time.
Yeah, no, who knows about
so
time?
Difficult. But I would say that Chris Carson, Stefan Diggs trade. It's working out for both of us. Well,
at least last week it certainly did. Oh my god!
Well, the first week of the trade was fine because I think Chris Carson got like 17 and Diggs got like 14.
Oh, okay. I thought Diggs was having. Let me go over to your.
This last week I think was the 3rd week of us having those people.
Where's your roster? There it is. Okay, so Stefan Diggs.
He did have one down week in the middle, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I thought there was one. Okay, so you went 15, 6.7, and 42.
Yeah, that 6 kind of fucked me. I mean, I don't think it would have changed the outcome of that matchup, but overall, I feel a lot better about that trade after what's going on now. So I don't feel like I got trade raped by any means.
Okay, that's good. I mean, 42 points. That's a nice.
Yeah, that's a nice. Chris Carson has just been like nice, comfortable, like high teens into the low 20s. So I'm sure Nick is feeling just fine about that trade as well.
I think so. I think Nick was just. I think he's probably a little bitter that he doesn't get a piece of that 42, right?
Yeah, true.
But I think Nick, if you look at those 3 weeks that Nick had him, 5.2, 9.7, 3.8. That's a starter, and that's you're expected to be a top receiver, and those are not anywhere close to top receiver.
So I think Nick and I both got what we wanted from this trade. Like, I thought that Stefan Diggs was gonna step up and perform, and I mean he has for sure compared to those first 3 weeks. And I think Nick obviously thought that Chris Carson was going to do better things than he had done recently, and that happened. So it's like, all right, that's a trade where things just seem to work out so far.
Well, and I guess maybe we can get some more trades going. But I think you're right. I think depending on the situation, and especially I think depending on the position, I think if we're talking about shifting wideouts around and shifting running backs, I think is a little bit different.
Yeah, I like trades where it's like, you're trading a receiver for a running back or a quarterback for a receiver, where like it's just more strategic. Like, I know that you could use some help in this position and I need help in this position, and I'm proposing you a trade that kind of fits both of those slots. Those are usually the trades that seem to actually go through.
Usually.
But then you get some wild card trades in there sometimes too.
Well, I still have yet to see like the wildest of wild trades. What was the one that
wasn't there if we're thinking about the same thing, I think it was last year between like Nick and Chris, or 2 years ago, where it was like a 3-for-2 trade.
That's not what I.
Oh, that's not what you were thinking of.
You know what I was thinking about? I'm not sure if Derek was involved in a trade or not, but remember that whole thing where he dropped. What was it? Was it Dalvin Cook?
That sounds familiar. There was some controversy around that.
Yeah, dude, because he was just like quitting.
Oh yeah, and then didn't Joey pick him up?
Yes.
That just added even more fuel to the fire.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was. I can't remember like even what year when that happened, but that was just like
not too long ago.
I might have been last year. I was just.
I think it was like maybe 2 years ago.
Gotta be fucking kidding me with
that.
This.
That was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I am actually. You know what, dude? I'll say this to you guys, and I'll say it, and I won't have any issue saying it. I didn't mind Jimmy. Jimmy was always a good guy. He never came on the podcast, though, but that's totally cool because I heard that was like kind of his personality. Not having Derek in the league is actually good fucking riddance. Welcome. Welcome, Will. Welcome, Nate.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
That's an upgrade. That's an upgrade for sure.
Certainly an upgrade. Definitely super glad to have you guys on. Hopefully we'll have you guys on here, the podcast. Like we were talking about earlier, I think it's cool that we try to do this at maybe same time every week so that everybody knows. So maybe randomly we get a fucking call from somebody driving on in or somebody taking a shit or doing whatever. Who knows what's going to happen next? We may be getting somebody climbing fucking Mount Everest. You guys
with great Skype service.
Exactly, the best Skype service ever.
But but seriously though, like if you find yourself chilling at home by yourself on a Wednesday evening between 6:30 and 8, like just hit one of us up with a text, hit both of us up, and just say a couple things for a few minutes until you're just like, fuck, I'm done with this, and then hang up. Like it's pretty chill. That's pretty much what John did today. Loved it.
Yep, I loved it. Yeah,
same with Nick last week. If you happen to find yourself on the shitter and you're looking for something to do, maybe you forgot to bring a magazine, or you forgot. Well, I guess if you have your phone, you're pretty much covered there. So maybe never mind.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Was the last time? I was trying to
that
think,
scenario
when
doesn't make any sense.
When was the last time that I actually used a magazine in the fucking shitter?
Yeah.
It must be at least as long as I've had a fucking smartphone.
Yeah, man. Oh, gotta read the back of the shampoo bottle for Christ's sake.
Okay, I think that would be a good one to close it on.
Yeah, we'll close it out on that. Hopefully appreciate anybody that's still listening at this point, but it's been fun. Had a good time on this one. We talked about a lot of stuff, and looking forward to this weekend. Some good matchups, a lot of 3-3s, shaking it up.
For sure. Oh, should we say anything about December?
True. Well, maybe we should save that for the intro for next week, because I don't think a lot of people are probably listening anymore. Just in case, December.
So that's like that.
December,
so this is like the T. This. Well, okay, yeah. This is a tease.
The date to be announced next week.
Tease. Okay.
There we go.
Cool. All right, everybody, take care.
All
Talk
right.
to you all soon.
Peace.
Laters.